What's going on, Charles?
What's up, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. How you doing?
Doing good, man. How about yourself?
Yeah, pretty good, man. Not too bad, man. You know, just celebrating these days with the family.
Me too, man. It's been a good day, man. Still got a little more left. I got to go play Santa Claus.
I, this guy over here, Big Lee, he's his network. Let me see if this shit goes away, man. You remember seeing him before?
I don't know if I do or not.
The director, Jonathan Schwartz.
Yeah, the bald-headed guy. Yeah.
Let me play it for a little bit, man. For you, they found it. Well, I got in contact with the director as well too. You know what I mean, man?
Right.
I got in contact with him too, but right now he lives in Miami somewhere, man. So he's going to some Cuban party. So he'll get back to me maybe sometime during the week with
Okay.
So I'm just gonna play it, man.
All right.
Let's start here. What's the process of
very difficult? So through sister public television stations, we had long correspondence with the wardens and the assistant warden. We had letters of recommendation. It wasn't a casual thing. It was 3 or 4 months of careful negotiations to have access.
What kind of? It had to be a security nightmare too. What kind of security did they offer y'all?
Not a lot, because if we had guards hanging around us, if we had the prison authorities reviewing our material, it would have seriously cramped our style. So we developed a relationship with the prison authorities, but we also developed a relationship with prisoners. So, and we made friends. We had people in the prison looking after us. And during the filming, because I'm a single dad, my 6-year-old son at the time was staying with a babysitter in a double wide in the parking lot. So for the period of time that we were doing these interviews, we're pretty well integrated into the prison life.
How did y'all actually be at the site?
3 weeks.
That was for 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
How did you select the inmates who was going to tell their stories and be in your documentary?
Oh wow! So we were in correspondence and working with a wide network of other journalists and human rights activists and anti-prison rape campaigners. So we were studying incidents in California, Idaho, Nebraska, Mississippi, New York, Massachusetts, mainly about 15 sites. Mm-hmm. But this particular prison, was in an area where the Ku Klux Klan was powerful, and where the prison had a reputation.
Hey, Charles.
Yeah.
Can you hear me a little bit?
I can hear all of it. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So how accurate was he, man? Did you run into him, or did you meet him personally?
Yeah, I met him personally, and I don't disagree with anything he said so far. But I've lived up here all my life, and I've never met a KKK member.
No, you haven't. That's the next question I was going to ask you, man. So you never met?
Yeah, I've never met one. I've never met a KKK member, and I've lived right here in North Alabama 54 years. I've never met one. Now, I've met Masons, I've met Aryan Brotherhoods, I've met Southern Brotherhoods, I've met everything else. But I've never met a card-carrying KKK member up here. Never. Now, across the state line right there in Mississippi, yeah, they're everywhere. But I've never met one up here.
Oh, okay, man.
I'm not going to say lying. I'm just going to say my experience, I've never met one.
Okay. I'm gonna continue it, man. That way you can hear what he.
Yeah,
being wild. Because on the West Coast, the prisons are very organized.
Right.
On the East Coast, everyone's changing and shape shifting and evolving. And there's a lot more mayhem. So we found an opportunity in the prison we selected where the warden was about to retire. And therefore, he gave us an enormous freedom to do our research and conduct the interviews in peace. Occasionally, things got hot. I grew up in an inner city neighborhood. It was just another day. Just another day for me. Some of my southern crew were more nervous than my northern urban crew, which I found kind of amusing. So the local crew members were sometimes a little frightened by the mayhem, but those of us who grew up in the inner city and in interracial neighborhoods, we're not particularly concerned about the environment. And we just focused on our work. And our work, you know, in the time that we had was to get at least an approximation of the truth, right? Mm-hmm. There are many layers. As journalists, we just work down those layers of the onion. But that was our sole focus. Not to get theatrics, but to try to get a reasonable idea of the phenomenon, where people would become incarcerated. They would look for alliances and surrogate families, but they'd also be subject to exploitation and this form of torture known as
save more when you buy more at Michael's. With Michael's Pro, everyone saves on bulk every day. Need supply.
Did the inmates know the premise of the documentary? Was it any surprises?
They knew the inmates that we spoke to, often on camera, knew exactly what we were doing, for exactly what audience, what our backgrounds were, and what our goals were.
So by you hearing that, Charles, how accurate is that, man? Did he already have people in mind, or people? Cause, as you get into
like
it,
you said,
he's gonna say people were like.
The warden was David Wise. If you have advanced process, and he was about to retire. Perseverance. No doubt, that's true. But now, as far as the people that were selected, that wasn't that random. If you had hormone, that was not that random. Before them people ever showed up, a different type of treatment for PSMA. Before them people ever showed up to do this video, they knew who they were going to talk to. We had already been called to the cafeteria. The guys that were in lockup were took to the cafeteria and given a speech. And the guys that was in population were took to the cafeteria and given a speech and told us how to behave and how to handle ourselves in front of these guys. Now, a lot of what he's talking about may be true, but a lot of what he don't know, and some things that he don't know. I mean, you can say what you want to, but you're not given that kind of freedom in a prison without a cost. They don't let camera crews run wild in a penitentiary. without security, without people that are coaching, without people that are telling them what to do, what to say, because you say the wrong thing, there's people in there don't care about this man, they'll attack him.
Yeah, but like when you say scripted, man, like do you think that you mean by like the warden not really seeing what's going on and the abuse and all that, or what was
I mean,
scripted? What was coached?
what it is that they were told by administrative people what was going on in the prisons and all this. And then when they get to the inmates, the stories were different than what the administration had told them. See, the administration put the story, they do this, they do, but the stories were completely different than what the administration told them.
All right, let's play a little bit more and see what.
We were consistent with our message and our representation with both the prison authorities and the prison inmates. And there were a few that were bold enough, both victims of prison rape and the rapists and the daddies, that were courageous enough and thoughtful enough and educated enough to choose to talk to us. And Mr. Lamore was one of them.
So he knew exactly. He knew exactly the mission in his documentary. He knew it was to exploit exactly what he was doing.
He knew and signed the release form. And the release form and the paperwork reflected what the mission of the documentary was accurately. He entered into it willingly. And we spent a lot of time with him. We got to know him.
Can I say something on him?
His daily routine.
Did they spend? Yeah, go ahead, Charles.
Okay, now look, I want to say something. Now, Mayweather right there, down at home. Now, I'm going to say something that's not part of the documentary. This happened before. I'm going to go a little farther back than the documentary, right? You know, we started out saying this whole thing was about the truth, right? You remember that?
Yeah.
Me and you had an agreement that we was going to tell the truth no matter what nobody else did. That was the whole point.
Yep, that's the whole point.
That was the whole point,
man.
And I'm not gonna get heated with Mark about what he's saying anymore because I don't care. And you know something? I did 11 years at Holman. I did do 11 years at Holman. But all this Mark, I'm telling you, he's saying Mark, one of his boys and all this, you was at Holman. You wasn't at Limestone with us. But then again, like I said, I'm gonna go back and we're gonna start this all over, right? This is why they picked me. You mean tell you why they picked me? You mean just put it out there and be all the way 100% honest?
Yeah, let us know why they picked you, man.
They picked me because I was gang raped at Holman. That's why they picked me. Because when I got up to Limestone, I said no more. And that's why I fucked Mark up like I did. Because it ain't no more of it. So you want the whole truth? That's the whole truth.
Yeah, I mean that's the
truth.
That's what people don't understand, man. That this topic was a serious topic from the beginning, man.
And this goes a lot deeper than just that documentary. They come in and pick people that had been locked up for a while and had passed in prison at other prisons. Damn, that's Schofield. What's up, brother? But yeah, man, that's what happened. I was raped at Holman. And I don't have a problem saying that because that's what kind of shit happens.
Yeah, it does, man. It's
and I'm gonna tell you something. It's hard for me to talk about now But then on the flip side, it really ain't hard for me to talk about either because I'm at a point in my life where that don't bother me. What happened 30 years ago, I don't care. That don't make me today.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
it
that's the
happened, man.
doggone truth. And when that happened to me, I told myself then that would never happen to me again. And it won't.
Yeah, man. And I'm sorry that you had to go through that, man. You know, because no
But I
man should
mean,
have to go.
that is the honest truth.
No, I believe you, man. I mean, you're not going to be shying. No man's going to say here and say that this is what happened. You know what I mean?
And so,
And
yeah, do I have a problem? Do I have a personal problem with people that do that? You damn right I do.
yeah,
I
man,
have a big problem with it.
yeah, it's you know, I'm kind of speechless, man. You left me kind of speechless, man. And it's kind of because when I came on this quest, man, I always thought that you and Mark were victims at one point of life, man. And it's a serious topic, man. That you
And it is
know,
a serious topic. Mark was a victim at one point in life. And I told you the last time we talked on this show, Mark, we need to let that shit go, man. Because
yeah,
me and
man.
you both together got enough past experience to help some people out here instead of trying to kill each other on air. I mean, what are we accomplishing? We're not accomplishing nothing right here, man. Nothing.
No, man. See, that's the
You
whole
beating
point.
me down, me beating you down. That's not accomplishing one thing.
No,
Nothing.
no, no, Charles. I thought my point of reaching out to Dante was maybe, I figured, you had the abuser and a victim, and coming to terms that was just part of y'all's life, man. That was just part of the environment, and it was going to be some closure for both of y'all, man. Because at the end of the day, y'all were both victims at one point in life, man. That's what people don't understand.
The only thing about it, when I became the victim, when it was over with, I said no more. And I meant that. When he became the victim, he went to another way and he said, okay, I'm going to start victimizing now. So you want to make other people feel like you felt. And that ain't right. No man should have to feel that.
Should it, man?
Black, white, Hispanic, it don't matter.
No, don't
No
don't
man
don't.
should have to go through that.
Regardless, man. No, I agree on you with that. Totally, man. I mean, but
We got to like him. We had a level of friendship and trust. And he was very articulate, very interesting, very charismatic. Um, and had this dichotomy of being someone who was careful and protective and intelligent and kind, and then had this other side. Now, the accuracy.
is that Mark right there, man? Is he describing Mark to the
No.
T that he's a
The only time, let me tell you something.
that he's a good
No, no. There was nothing good about Mark Moore back then. Nothing. There was nothing good about him back then. There's nothing good about a man that gets up a crew of other men and sets out to victimize other men. There's nothing good about that. That ain't nothing but game. That's where the kindness comes in. You have to be kind because that's bait. That's all it is bait.
yeah. It is, man.
It's just bait, pure and simple. He eats the bait, swallows the
Of
hook, the
his
kindness is over with.
Yeah. Those are the ones you have to be careful, man, because he's like a wolf in sheep's clothes, man.
He's a
So
predator. But
yeah, you
though,
have to be careful.
what kills me so bad is I see this dude on his show 20 years later. He's still doing the same shit. He's still doing the same shit.
Yeah, man.
He
I
is
mean,
destined to a life of that shit. Hey, something happened. Let me cut you back on. Something just happened.
Okay, man.
All right, here I come. Here I come. Hey, come on, man. All right, I'm back.
Okay. Yeah,
All
man.
right,
It's just
yeah. I mean, there's nothing cool about that. What he should be doing is online apologizing to the victims. That's what he should be doing.
I thought that's what I thought that was the plan, man. I mean, I figured, man, look, we got a good story right here, man. You know, this is a serious topic. You know, it's not too many times that you get a prisoner, a victim, and the abuser in the same room, and you don't have no animosity or hatred
I
towards.
don't. I don't have no animosity towards him at all. I hate he even drug my name up. I really do. But I don't have no animosity towards it. But though, I've been thinking, because it's been 2 days since we've talked.
Yeah.
And if I'm going to get on here and try to accomplish something, then I've got to tell the truth about me. Fuck Mark.
Yeah, man. It's just better to be.
I mean, that's the truth.
It's just better to be
What
honest.
happened to me, it happened. Okay, nothing I can do about it. I can't never go back and change it. But though, I'm not holding no grudge, man. It's in the past. Time to let it go, man. I let it go way back then.
Tails.
I'll never be a victim again.
Dramatized things for dramatic effect. To the extent that he was accurate in his depiction. You know, that's where there's some schism, right? So someone get a camera and then get carried away.
Okay.
From our conversations with his victims, and from our conversations with the pattern of sexuality, sexual exploitation, and rape, in the lockups, that particular lockup, and the lockups in that state,
Nothing happens to nobody.
I ascertained that what he said was relatively accurate and true to form. Certainly tracking, whether he exaggerated, had a bit of hyperbole.
Trouble at all?
I guess we'll never know. But,
yeah, nothing. Nothing.
Nobody got in trouble.
He was not paid to follow a script.
No bullshit. Every one of us is paid. They give everybody. Every one of us is paid.
My questions were direct. They were not leading. I was surprised by what he told me. I asked follow-up questions. I am a qualified and good investigator. I was educated on the topic. I spent months researching it. We had received grants in order that we had time to do our research. So I had reasonable reliance that his depictions were generally factual. I sympathize with the impact that his revelations may have had in later life. That his father, certain women that were dating him. So he was courageous to speak out on a lifestyle and a topic that results in the victim's trauma. Lifetime medical issues, lives destroyed, innocence lost. So he was part of the system that tortures and exploits.
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, man. I'll take that shit off, man. I mean, I don't know why. I think it's the Wi-Fi now too. My kids play Wi-Fi.
Well, I totally agree with him on some things, but there's some things I don't.
He himself
Because everyone
suffered his own trauma, and
Can you let me see if you can?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, man. Yeah, this shit. Fuck you. Let me see. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, man. I'm just gonna put the link up there. Let's see. It has to be the Wi-Fi, man.
It probably is, man. It's Christmas Eve, so it ain't just you. It's everybody and their brothers on Wi-Fi right now.
Can you hear me right there?
Yeah.
Can you fuck, man.
I can hear you.
Okay. I think it's just the Wi-Fi so fucking bad, man.
I can hear you.
Or
Okay, man.
I can hear you.
I'm
Can
gonna
you hear
let-
me?
bro.
Hey,
hey, my Wi-Fi slow too. So you should wait ask a question, wait 2 seconds, let him answer, or do a phone call on the live with him.
That's the ticket. Take those headphones off.
Cause my
Yeah,
shit's
I'm
lagging
off,
too.
man.
We can see it. Quit. It's not the headphones. It's me and Hips' Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Our Wi-Fi. I got T-Mobile, but my Wi-Fi sucks. You should do this live with Hips on the phone call. Put him on speakerphone,
I'm gonna probably go out.
and Noel, you'll be by yourself tonight with Hips on the phone.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on the hip. I'm gonna see if I can do it on the phone.
Yeah, that'd be the best way. Leave the picture up and just call
Love
me.
you.
How about now? Can you hear me, Charles? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, man.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Let me try something.
Can you hear me now, Charles?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, man. You know, let's get God Coach wants to come in.
Oh, you're echoing again. No, you're echoing again.
Yeah, I try to move closer to the Wi-Fi spot. I'm gonna try to get closer, man.
I can hear you fine.
I'll fix it right now. I'll get back under real quick, Kip.
What's going on,
Dude,
bro?
you was good like 2 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Yo, Hips, you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Hey.
So what big?